Hi, Mike. How you doing? Welcome to PR in a Box.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks.
Great. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. Can you see that?
I can indeed, yeah.
Great. Okay, fantastic. So what we've got here is the PR in a Box dashboard. So this is your kind of one-stop shop for all your communications. This is sort of where you would program all the activity you've got going on. It gives you a snapshot of all your different communications and your to-do lists and things like that. So what I'm going to do today is just sort of walk you through it so you can see, how PR in a Box works and really what you can get out of it to help to promote your business. So up at the top here, you see we've got our timeline. This is really where you program in all your activity. So it means that you've got stuff happening throughout the year and you can have a snapshot of whatever's going on. So you can see here, these are our different pieces of activity over the course of the year. So in order to populate that, you would just click on projects. So have you got a particular business, Mike, that we can use as an example?
Yeah, so I've got like a fashion brand and a new shop opening
Okay.
at the end of kind of October, November time. So yeah.
Great. So we say shop opening will give us. Then what you would do is you'd select your launch date and the system will automatically backdate everything so that it hits the launch perfectly. So let's say you're going to launch on the 17th of October. And then you would select the piece of activity you want to do. So let's say you want to send a press release, do some social media, and maybe even a launch event. You click on Create Project, and it automatically puts all of those items into your to-do list on your timeline. So when I go back to the main dashboard, you can see that particular project on your timeline. Now, one of the great things is that you can either view all the projects together, or you can view one of them on its own. So as we said, you've got your shop launch. And if you hover over the different items, what it'll do is it has different prompts in there that tells you what to do and when to do them. So that, as I said before, you'll hit your launch date perfectly. Now, while you're using PR in a Box, if there's sort of anything that you forget how to do it or anything like that, there's lots of different tutorials that we've got on YouTube, but also we've got a guided walkthrough. So you just click on this walkthrough button here, and then that will take you through the dashboard step by step, similar to what we're doing today. But it just helps you if you need a recap later on. So we've got our timeline activity. Then down on the bottom right-hand side, one of the things that's unique about PR in a Box is that we have a PR team behind it. So, although we're offering a cost-effective service, we do still have the expertise of the PR team there to be able to advise and guide you whilst you're going along. So this box here just shows you how much time you have left with the PR team. So the different packages that we have give you different amounts of time with them. If you need to get in touch, you just click on the support button and then just click on the relevant area that you need. On the left of that, you can see the to-do list. So what happens is as you program in your activity into the timeline, it will also populate your to-do list. So each week what items need to be done to hit your launch date perfectly. And as and when you've done them, you just click them off like this, and then they appear in your completed section. Mm-hmm. Next to that, we've got the Google Analytics. So you program this into your business's analytics, and then it means that you can just get a snapshot of how effective your campaigns are being. So if you get a piece of press coverage, if you do some social media or anything like that, does that have a direct impact on the hits to your website? Gone are the days where PR is just about getting press coverage. You need to know that there's a direct impact and that you're getting a return on your investment, and actually it's being beneficial to your business. And this just gives you a little chance to do that. Along from there, we've got your social media posts. So you can see various different feeds that you've programmed in, and they will just come up as and when there's posts on your social media. Mm-hmm. So let's go down to press releases. If we're imagining your shop launch, what you want to do is get a press release sent out. So once the to-do list tells you that you're ready to create your press release, you just click on the create press release button. You would select which project it's for. And then you literally just follow the prompts in these boxes and fill them out, and then click on this button over here to send to the PR in a Box team. And then what they will do is they will edit your press release for you and make sure that it's going to be as media worthy as possible. Now, PR in a Box is not a magic wand where, we can't just create a press release and guarantee a certain amount of coverage. But what we can do is use all of our years of experience to help shape the release so that it's as good as it possibly can be for the media. And then once that's done, you'll want to send it out to the journalist. So then you need to go to your media list section. And this is really where you find the people to send it to. Now, we've created this technology that helps you to be able to source media. It works across all different countries in all different sectors. So let's create a list. Now, there's 3 things you can do. You can either input contacts manually if you have some already. You can import files of contacts, as I say, if you've already got them. Or you can actually find them on our database. Now, this is the really exciting bit. So you can not only search for journalists, but actually you can use this as a business development tool because you can look for any particular job title. But for today, we'll search for a journalist. As I said, country-wise, we're all over the world, so you don't just have to be searching for your particular country. But are you based in the UK?
I'm indeed, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we'll use the UK as an example. And let's say fashion, because you're launching a clothing store. And then what this will do is the system will start to search for the relevant journalists in your particular sector. Now, you can see if you just click on the More button at the bottom, various different people come up. So then what you need to do is you need to start building your media list. Now, on the right-hand side here, you've also got the News button. So you can actually click on that button and it will show you articles that each of those journalists have written that, means that you have an idea of what their sort of type of work is. Because historically people used to just sort of blast a list of a press release out to sort of 200 journalists and hope something sticks. Whereas nowadays we're much more focused on being targeted and specific to finding the people who are exactly right. So let's start to build a list. So what you would do is just click on the people that you think are going to be relevant to your business. You can see, as I say here, there's various different people. And then up on the top right, you've got generate contacts. You can also see how many tokens you've got left. So each package that you purchase gives you a different amount of searches. So depending on your searches, you can keep an eye on how many tokens you've got left. So you just click generate contacts. And what that does is they then start searching for those people. Now, we don't hold a specific database of contacts, so everything happens live, and it's for each search you do, it goes out and it finds the correct contacts for those particular journalists. And once your list is ready, you just click on your media list section and you'll see the list appear in here, and you just can click on that to make sure that everything's there. Now, that will come back with email addresses, social media handles, things like that. Once you've found the right people, you need to actually send out your press release to them. So you can actually do this in our mail merge section. So you create a campaign. You go on here to select the files. So maybe you want to put in photos, attach a press release, whatever it might be. You can go into to select your files. And where you store your files is in our media center. So this is a kind of one-stop shop for all your information. So you can put your press releases in here, your images, your videos, documents, press coverage, all of that kind of thing you can store in here so that they're sort of at the tip of your fingers if you need to get hold of them. So that's where your release would be stored for your mailing. So as I say, you select your files, and then you need to sort of create the body of your email. So you would just fill in this email box. You can add in different prompts. So you can say hi, and then click on the name button, and that means that it will automatically take the names out of your mailing list, and it will add them into your email, so that each one will be personalized. You can then type the body of your email in here. You can even add a link to your press release if you want to, or you can send it by attachments from the previous step. And then once you've done that, you just can you can do a test email or you can save it. And then once you're happy with your test email, You can then just click on next and select the list of people you're going to send it to, and it gets sent out. Very simple. This is actually connected up to your personal email address rather than coming from a generic PR in a box email address. So when you set up your profile, you're just putting the information there. And it just means that the journalists are getting it from, directly from you guys rather than it coming from a generic email address. On top of all of that, we can also post on your social media. So if you just click on the social media section, you can do your posts from here. You would just select which of the channels you want to be doing. We've got Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at the moment. We're also adding Instagram right now, which should be ready very shortly. Now, you can either post this live or you can schedule it for the future. So it means that you can just get a whole load of your social media posts done and lined up and ready to go. And that'll just appear in your scheduled content up at the top here. You just select the dates and times that you want it to go out and click on the schedules button. I mentioned before about the reporting side of things. So you can attach your profile up to your Google Analytics, so you can see how well you're performing at any one time. You also can see which browsers and countries are performing particularly well for you. And on top of that, we also provide extra services as well. So if you need help on top of day-to-day PR stuff, like with your SEO, crisis management, product PR, all of those kind of things, you can just click on here to schedule a call and chat to one of our team about anything that you need help with. So all in all, that's pretty much it. Are there any questions that you've got?
I did have a couple, but I think you pretty much covered them all. It's just in terms of when the mail merge is kind of sent out to, 10, 20 journalists. You don't offer any guarantees that they will write about the.
No, I mean, as I said, it's not a magic wand, but what we can do is help you with all of our years of experience to make sure that whatever you're sending out is going to be as press worthy as possible. And when you are creating your press release, our PR in a Box team will help to put it into a structure that is as easy as possible for journalists to write about. We've also got a blog which has loads and loads of tips in there about the best way to create a press release and tips for getting in touch with journalists and things like that. So really what we're trying to do is just make it as easy as possible for someone to write about your business.
Perfect. No, that sounds good. Very
cool.
Interesting.
Fantastic. Great. Well, thanks very much for coming on. If you want to actually subscribe, you've got a profile on that you've created to come onto the demo. So if you just go onto the profile, and you'll see up at the top box, there's an upgrade subscription. So you just click on that button and it'll take you through the various steps of signing up. Once you are signed up, then one of our PR in a Box team will get back in touch with you and help set your profile up. And just sort of get you on your way. But in the meantime, if there's anything else that you think of, any questions you've got, feel free to get in touch with me.
That's great. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Pleasure. All right. Nice to speak to you.
Cheers. Bye.